All right, good morning, traders. See what we got here. ASPS, quick pop there. PRIS continue to run in pre-market, but pulling back. That halted? Yeah, that is halted. So GRVI on high watch as this IPO'd yesterday and is on this nice uptrend. Just bounced off of the uptrend at 7. Let's see what happens when that unhalts. See what we got. We got Virgin Galactic popping up. OMT. They have a deal with another company. CNCR. This one's still climbing with that. Even with those common shit with that common offer. How about that? FHL. Ooh, that's a big gap up. I don't think I want any part of that. Nike's running. Alf going straight up right now. Alf may be wanting to play today. See, AUUD, my swings up to 4. If that breaks 4, that could get going. And my other swings in that 560 area at the moment. I'm going to pop over Street Smart Edge, see what Alf. So a lot more mid caps moving today than penny stocks. My Alf just going straight up right now. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna wait it out here this first 30 minutes more than likely. I'm gonna let everything move around. This just got unhalted, going straight up again. Crazy. SPY dropping. Okay, nothing on BTX. We'll take that off the list. There it goes. Let's see if is that gonna slow down or not. Actually just crossed over all the EMAs. I'll wait for some type of pullback. Wish cracking down, getting rejected at the 100-day. OSMT selling off. PIRS coming back down in that 450 area. Actually, may be a good bounce area. Got a flag on ALF here. Possibly could break out in a second. Alright, good. GRVI, we got an indecision candle starting to sell off. Let that thing sell off for a little bit. SNCR is still climbing. I guess I'm going to put this on the watch list, even though I don't like PR, but keep an eye on it. Looks like the SPY is about to push for new highs possibly here. This thing's starting on. Like on the 5-minute. It's so high up, but it is trying to hold this 870 area. I'm going 40 shares here. Let's see if it can break. If it dumps on me, I gotta get out quick, but it keeps testing that $9. It may dump on me here. Looks like it may dump. If I can get back above 9 and start holding 9 as support. Yeah, 9's acting as resistance. I gotta break back through 9 here. Oh, indecision candle starting to push up. This candle can turn green or close green. Very nice close. See if bids start stack. Yep, bids are starting to stack at 9. We may get ready to move here. All over the place. Okay, I don't know which way this is going to go now. Couldn't hold 9. Tried to start holding 9, but needs to hold it completely. Doesn't need to drop back below it. We're basically getting a big consolidation triangle here. I see 9 still holding as resistance. Let's see if they get taken out and see if 9 starts stacking the bid. Good morning, Orlando. We've got to get over 9 here soon. If we keep staying under 9, this is going to come back down. But the 20-day is trying to catch up. Oops. Ooh, big quick drop down. We just dropped down to the, that's what I was worried about. Just consolidated sideways, but could not, a lot of indecision in there, but could never get back above 9 to hold. So now it's gonna have to consolidate, but it's gonna need to hold up this 20-day here. It may come all the way back down to the 50-day. Big buyer just came in there at 835. So we're still getting buying above 8. That's a good sign. Oh, he's getting taken out though. So this could be done. I'm still holding it because I'm willing to risk. I only have 40 shares. I'm willing to risk about $40 on this because if it does start ripping again, it can rip really hard. I mean, it ripped from 720 to 937. So I'm willing to risk $1 a share to try to make $2-3 a share if it can hold up. There we go, Elvis. Appreciate it, buddy. Atomic Bomb smashing that like button. Plus, we are above all indicators from the 1 minute all the way up to the daily, so I'm very bullish. See, we may have a little trend line starting here. Maybe. It is curling over. I don't like it's curling over. This candle needs to come back up pretty fast. This thing may be done. Yep, coming back down to 50. That's what I'm looking to hold. Is this $8 and this 50 EMA? For those to hold that support and just get a bounce and turn back around, but it may not. Hurt yourself smashing the like button, pull his back muscle. Gotta be careful, Elvis, man. You gotta be doing those knee swing dances that you do. Can't be pulling your back muscle, smashing that like button, but I appreciate that much effort. Cracking through 8 here. See if it can hold. Let me look at the 5 minutes, see where the EMAs are. Okay, we're just testing the 20-day on the 5 minute. Let's see, the 15. Oh yeah, there's that. There's the trend line. Damn, the trend line's all the way back down to 7. I can't hold it that long. It'll be $100 loss. I hold it down that long and it doesn't. PASS, I'll have it on there. I just need to make sure this thing ain't gonna sell off anymore. Alright, I should have just waited the whole 30 minutes. Past 9, but should have waited for the first 30 minutes of market to pass instead of hopping in anything. For the first 30 minutes is so crazy, but this flag was a nice flag. I couldn't help it. I had to get in there. See if we can pull it back above that 20. Yeah, That is exactly right, One Life. This is where the buyers have got to come back in at. Because we got to continue building these higher lows. So it needs to hold up here to build a new higher low. Yeah, it is breaching the 9, but the 50 days there too, and it's not even touched the 50 day yet. So, I mean, as long as it stays above the 50, it can easily get back above the 9. Just a bit of a sketchy play here. See, we're still bullish on the 15. We've not even touched the 20 yet on the 15. So if it can start rebounding here, then it'll be alright. But if it starts cracking here, if it starts cracking this 50 day, that's no bueno. Got to hold up. Alf's still running, it looks like. And if we crack 750, that's probably it. Move that downtrend. So we went straight up at market open and straight back down. Trying to hold that 50 day, which is probably the 200. Oh, it's below the 200 on the minute chart. We don't want to see the 20 cross over the 50 on the 1 minute. We want to see this 20 day stay above the 50 day. IKNX. A little bit of buying coming in at 762. Selling volume has slowed down, but we're not getting any buying in. Any big buying. 20, very close to crossing over the 50. Just needs to come back up now on this candle. He's back up into this area, 775 area. Looks like we may crack here. 750 getting tested. It's not a lot of buying. Yeah, starting to crack. Give it half a second. But this is looking done. Back up, trying to get back above 750. That 20-day did cross the 50 though, so more than likely. Look at the 5-minute. So see on the 15-minute, we got a double top there. That's why it sold off. I should have looked at the 15 earlier and saw that double top. I could have got out a lot earlier. But if this 15-minute candle can come up, which would take 15 minutes, it just turned 9 o'clock, and push over the top there, this could break out some more. Still holding the trend line. And the 20 on the 15, so you're telling me there's a chance. Possible slim chance. Made a quick alpha scalp. Very nice, Orlando. There's nothing wrong with that. I hate that I'm in this and holding this long because I was really just looking for a quick pop out of that consolidation. Another quick couple dollar rip. But now I'm kind of stuck in it at the moment. Well, I guess I'm not stuck in it. I can get out any time. I'm trying to give it a chance to rebound. So we're slowly pushing up on this 15-minute candle. But it's going to get all the way back up to 9. I'm slowly climbing there. I'm going to just put a stop loss under this low for now so I can look at some other plays while that's trying to do its thing. See if it comes back up or not. It's slowly pushing. Slowly pushing. So what's going on PAAS? PEAS. This is a silver company with a nice little dividend. I'm gonna take a look at PAS later. Let's add that to my list of precious metal stocks that I'm going to be checking out. This big going sideways all year basically, and then having A little dip there when silver dipped, but I like that it's got that little dividend there. I like a mining stock with a dividend. Those are nice. Yes, yes. Bam. Alright. I've got that added. Wish with a possible U shape. OSMT. It looks like that's selling off pretty hard. Get it out of there. PRIS bouncing. ALF still running. GRVI back to $8. So showing a little sign of life still in this. And if we get back up to 9, this thing could very easily start going again. AUD still climbing. Let's see what I'm up on AUD. So right now I'm up 41 bucks on AUD on that swing. If it can continue to climb. Vino just going sideways at the moment. See, I'm down 107 on Vino, but it's still consolidating, still looking pretty decent. The AUD still climbing. AUD might get nutty. This one got nutty the other day. Alright, this is testing 8. Alright, I gotta watch AUD. It's starting to pop here. Up to 435. See how many shares do I got of this? Got 50 shares. Bloop. Nope. I gotta fix my quantity buttons. If it can break that original 470 area, I think it was, yeah. Yeah, if it can break over the high of this candle, it could test 5. And if it breaks 5, that's what I've been holding for, is looking for a big run up over 5. Volume's just starting to come in, too. FRX. That looks decent on the chart there. ALF making another consolidation flag. Broke out of the last one. Could break out of this one too. But it did just hit a new high here, so it may have to come back down and consolidate. AUD, let's go, buddy. Let's go. I've been holding you for a couple of days. That AI technology. Major breakthrough. You can do it. You can do it. Come up that 450. That 450 is tough resistance. Hello, technical. Not exactly sure how to say your name. Apologies. GRVI looks okay. I don't. It was looking good over 8, but it's pulling back a little bit. Look at it on the 15. We still got 6 minutes on this 15-minute candle. It needs to at least get back over 850. That's where its pre-market resistance was at, right across there. But it is a very volatile stock with volume. I mean, it ran up there, then pulled all the way back down there. This was a move from 723 up to 812. This thing is a wonky little mover. It moves dollars up and down. Alf still in this triangle, consolidating there, but it is way off the 20 days, so it could easily pull back. FFHL, nothing there. Pretty much right now, the three plays seem to be AUUD, possibly GRVI if it can come back up. If this candle here can break over the top of this one, that'd be a nice engulfing candle. Got to break over 825. We got 4 minutes to do it there. And then ALF. Man, this flag is looking tempting. It's just so high off that 20-day. I don't want to get in a flag this high, but it is consolidating in there. Very nicely, though. I'm gonna go 10 shares on ALF. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm filled at 1727. And see if it can, of course, started pushing, and then right when I get in, it's coming back down a little bit. And then I'm going to put a stop loss right under that triangle at 649. Actually, let me drop it a little bit lower. Get out of here, John. I don't want you right now. What are you doing? Oh, whatever. I'll leave the stop loss there. It's fine. GRVI is trying to get back up there. I wonder if I got enough to add 5 more to this. No, I don't. What about 3 more? There we go. I got 3 more, so I got 8 shares. That's not bad. All right, whoops. What the hell did I do there? There we go. We are right in the tippy tip of this triangle. Well, not quite in the tippy tip, but we're close. If it's going to break, it's going to have to do it real soon. Let's see how GRVI is doing. Oh, GRVI climbing back up decently. Atta girl. Keep on slowly climbing. Let's get over that 850 soon. Looks like it's going to try. Which way are we gonna go? What way do you wanna go, Alf? What way do you wanna go, GRVI? Up. Ooh, getting very close to cracking on Alf. This flag. That's the thing. It's a flag, but it could go either way. It's just a perfectly sideways flag. It could shoot straight up or it could shoot straight down. One of the two. Struggling to stay above 17. It's going to have to start holding 17 if it's going to break. Well, looking a little weak right this second. Come on, GRVI. Test that. Get over that 850. Now you want to come up here and see 9 again. Don't you miss being up here towards 9? It's so nice up here. It's good weather. A lot of selling at 850. They almost took out all the sellers, and then a bunch of big sellers put the brakes on it at 850, so it may have to consolidate a little bit more. Oh, I've got 13 shares of this. I only got 10. Now I'm starting to crack out of the bottom. I thought I had 5 shares. I don't know what I was thinking. Looks like this is going to crack. I'm gonna give it. Give it half a second. It's trying to pull back into the triangle. But it looks like it's gonna crack. I'm very, very close to hopping out here. Oh, yep, starting to crack. Big buyer came in there at 1630. There's some buying trying to push it back up still, though. See, we don't have any big runners yet, really. I mean, we've had a couple of pops. Alf's been the biggest runner, I think. So we're having a little bit of a slow day today here in the market. GRVI is testing at 850 again. The top of this candle is at 1641. And that's what's trying to hold right now in support. I'm going to go ahead and delete this triangle because it's done. But we are curling over. That is exactly where it's trying to bounce off of. It may hold us pretty decent support. I'm gonna put a stop loss in right below there and let's see what happens. GRVI getting rejected at 850. And so that's gonna need to break 850 soon. That silver company going down a little bit. Oh, Wish made a nice U-shaped break there. So wish there could be a possible play. Whoa, Alf back up to 17. Just that quick. Look at that. Bouncing off. Oh, boy. Alf is starting to get frisky out of nowhere. Well, Alf, do your thing. Do your thing. AUUD is back up to 450. Alf up to 1775. Here we go. Alf's starting to feel frisky. That support area was very strong support. There we go. Let's go on up to 18, Alf. Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick breather while everything's kind of bouncing around. It looks like we're going to start getting some good movement here in just a few minutes, so I'll be right back. Here we go, Alf. Get over that $18 area. GRV slowly creeping to that 9. Attaboy. Keep on creeping. We got a little downtrend. Needs to get above this support line and start holding. Alf building support at 18. Could see Alf up to 20 possibly. If I can keep this buying momentum up. Yeah, just keep it climbing. That's what you do. See, how's AUD actually looking? Oh yeah, AUD is looking beautiful. Just slowly climbing, making its way up. Testing that 450 area. Oh yeah, on the 15-minute we look real good. Can we get frisk all around? Can we get GRVI going frisky again and Alf just continuing to climb? We have a Frisky Friday. I like a Frisky Friday. Who's with me? If you haven't hit the like button yet and you want a Frisky Friday, hit that like button. Holding up 18, pretty good as support. AUD, big sell off on AUD, back down to the 20. That's all right. We do, hello Nicholas. We do love Frisky Fridays. There's nothing wrong with a Frisky Friday. Frisky Fridays are the best way to start the weekend out. Oh, here we go. We're about to move again on Alf. Little indecision candle there. Is this guy going to push over the top of that indecision candle? Why, yes it is. There we go. Let's go, Alf. You got this, buddy. I mean, what is stopping you from going to 20 now, Alf? You might as well just do it. I mean, why would you not want to? You're only $1.50 away. You can do it. You can get excited and take on off. Nobody's judging you. You look good at $20. You're like you'd be fresh and ready to go. Don't worry about that 19. That 19 ain't nothing. You can blast right through that 19. I know you can. You can go through that 19 faster than Hunter Biden in a crack bench. Dude, I gotta get off of Hunter Biden, man. It's just so funny. He's just so easy to make fun of. got it, Alf. I hate that the ticker symbol is Alf because it reminds me of that thing from like the 80s, Alf, and that thing freaked me out as a kid. I didn't like that. I didn't like Alf. So I've been hesitant to trade it because it freaks me out. I just imagine that creepy little thing, little horse nose thing. Looks like the main character of Sex and the City. So both of them characters freak me out. They look very similar. Their big foreheads and their weird hair. You quit playing around, Alf. You know you're going to get over 19. I don't know why you're sitting here playing around at this 1875, 1885 area. You're going to go over 19, and you know you are. Stop teasing me. Let's see, GRVI coming back down a little bit. So we do have this downtrend on GRVI that has to break. We'll give it a chance. See, look, Alpha. Go ahead and break over 19. I don't know what you're waiting on. You're right there at it. Just go ahead and do it. There you go. Come on. You know you're enjoying it. You know you want to get over 19. There's absolutely no reason to stop at 19. Nobody cares about $19. People like $20 as a number. 19, nobody's like, hey, can I borrow $19? That doesn't happen. They want to borrow $20. So, yeah, there's no that. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Alf. You get it. You get it. Now, don't get hung up here. Go ahead and keep pushing. There you go. Don't pretend that you're afraid of $19. You know you're not. You know that you got a nice bottle of champagne waiting for you at $20. Yeah, so I thought. And 19 ain't nothing. Tell it. Why are you playing, Alf? Go ahead and get to 20. Let's get off this 19 area. You don't care about it. They're bid stacking at 19. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, no, they got taken out. You're going to be difficult, huh? Do not mess with the SPY. Is the SPY dropping? SPY's having a little pullback, but SPY's still running. Running on that Federal Reserve fuel. Running on money that doesn't exist. You get it. You go, SPY. You call 1940 as the top? That's a weird top. If it goes to 1940, more than likely it's going to go to 20. Just psychologically, that's what I was saying when I was talking to it. Like $19 is not a psychological line. Like nobody asks to borrow $19. It's always $20, right? Like anybody has ever asked for money, like, hey, can I borrow $20? They're not like, can I borrow $19.40? You could be right, but I'm just saying psychologically it makes more sense for it to run the 20 than to really get held up at 19 or 1950. Now it might slow down right at 20, like 1980 or 1990 or something like that, but it should at least test try to get up there close to 20 and try to test it. Oh shoot. How far did you drop down, GRVI? Okay, you just dropped down the 50-day. Looks like we're about to break over at 1920. There we go. 1930 acting as a little resistance. I don't know. You may be right about that. 1940. Nope. Never mind. Right. It 1945. So you still could be right. But like I said, more than likely it's going to try to go to 20. It's getting held up there. Oh, nope, there it goes. There it goes. There does seem to be some resistance there. I don't know where you're seeing that. Maybe it's on the weekly chart. No. Yeah, here it goes. It's going to push up to 20. That's what I figured. Like I said, just that simple concept, man. Nobody asked for $20 or $19. They asked for 20 every single time. Now, if this breaks 20, this is going to go batshit. So, I don't know if it's going to break 20 or not. I just expected it to go to 20. And we're right there at that 1990, but I'll give it a shot to see if it's going to test 1990. Or not 1990, but 20. Running back. Still getting held by 1950 a little bit. Let's see, 1950 holds support as it's trying to test 20. And we got a minute for this count. Actually, we got 10 seconds for this candle to close. So if it closes over 1950, I'd say, maybe it's not going to close over 1950. And it looks like we may start consolidating. We may start making another triangle. See how we look on the 15. Whoops. Yeah, so we're consolidating right here. Now, 1990 might have been the top. That's what I was saying. It could get close to 20 and then get slowed down there. You look at this guy on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, we're still pretty close to the 20-day. If this 20-day can hold up right here and we curl back up to 20, then we'll probably get a $20 breakout. But if it starts cracking this 20-day at 1860, and really if it cracks below 19, then it's probably gonna be done. Let's test the 19 now. 20 day on the 5 minute, that was all the way back down to 1663. You can see buyers are trying to build the, there they go, stacking at 19. So we may start making this little flag. Another little consolidation flag, possibly. We got some bids stacked at 1925. Well, it just got taken out. But there was buyers starting to stack at 1925. If we can see that, that's a good strong sign. How frisky are you gonna get, Alf? It's actually better that we got rejected at that 1990 and that we're consolidating. If we can consolidate slowly back up to 20, it's more likely to break. We do want these buyers to stay in at 19. We don't want them to get scared out. Sing to it. I'm thinking of a song to sing to Alf. Oh, I got one for you. I don't know if I can do it without laughing, though. It's so stupid. Alf, give me a sign. Hit that 20 one more time. LKNX still running? Is it LKNX or is it IKNX? Is that an L or an I? I don't know. Okay, it's not an L. Oh, so we're starting to crack a little bit out of it. So we got a little downtrend there. It's looking like it may pull back. Yeah, we got a little double top right there at 1928 on the 15 minute. Oops, I didn't mean to go into the 1 minute. Let's look on the 1 minute, see where's this held up at every time. So it's testing the 20 now. I don't like the way that looks. If it does not get back over 19 here very soon, I'm getting out. I want that 1850 area to hold as support. Which it is trying to hold at the moment. If it's going to get back above 19 right quick, I'll check IK and X. Okay, there we go. Oh. A little indecision at 19 whether it's going to be support or resistance. Let's go ahead and pop over AKI. Oh yeah, nice move on AKI, IKNX. U-shape there, U-shape there. And then pushed up to 22. At this point, it could keep running, but it also may pull back. And now it's getting bought up and pushed all the way back up to this downtrend. Let's see if this downtrend can break. Actually, let's see what we got. 30 seconds on this candle. If this candle turns green and breaks over 1950, alpha's going to go. Very close. It's not gonna close over 1950. So it's still gonna be a little iffy. Okay, we're looking good there. Broke the downtrend. Let's see. Can you get back over 1950? Yes, you can. Here we go. Starting to creep back up to 20. Let's get ready to lock out some profits here. If 20 doesn't break. Give me a sign. We're almost there. We're going 1995. Just a little bit more. Let's see some 20s on the ask, and then let's see how much selling's there at 20. There's got to be a lot of selling at 20. This is gonna be a major psychological line. That's why I say if it breaks 20, it's gonna go nuts. Yeah, there's a lot of selling at 20. So let's see if it can break right here. Because like I said, if it breaks over 20, it's probably gonna go nuts. Because it's a new psychological line where this is no longer Like, oh, it's a penny stock, it's under 20 bucks. No, it's not. Once it gets over 20, it's like, oh, institutions and hedge funds will start looking at it and they'll be like, oh, okay, this stock is good. We should add it to our portfolios. So if we break 20, we could see big volume in this. And there it comes. Quick little pop up to 2016. We got to start holding 20 as the bid. Let's see if his buying volume starts going nuts or not. We're still testing, but good little push there for a quick move over it. Let's see if we can keep on testing. There we go. It's going to test it again, break it over again. Boom, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see this buying volume really come in here up to 2040. Bam, here we go. 2050. Let's see if we can break 2050. Boom, here we go. 2060. Getting hung up at 2060 a little bit. Need some buying to come through. Push that out of there. This should start pushing out shorts too, if it's not hard to borrow. We are getting hung up at that 2050. I want to see 20 to continue to hold a support here. There we go. Breaking back over 20. We had to test that support. 20 seeming to hold that support. With 20 seeming to hold, we should see buyers start coming into this pretty heavy. Still testing this 20 area though. Very nice close on that candle. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see 21. Moving on up to 21. So I could buy me a brand new apartment on the east side. There we go. Come on, let's go. In 2075. It's concerning that it's not pushing hard since we're over 20. It should be a lot more buying volume coming in. Shows me some people are a little bit nervous on the sidelines to hop in this. They're trying to make sure this 20 is going to hold. We are pretty high. Well, we're not that high off the 1 minute 20-day moving average. A little high off the 5 minute, but we're still close on the 1 minute. Let's see if 20 gonna start cracking here. No, 20 still holding. How long is you gonna take, buyers? How many times you want 20 to hold before you jump in here? Getting very close to taking this profit if this doesn't start ripping. So we keep testing this 20 support. It'll crack, so it needs to start ripping. Get away from this $20 area. Start pushing back up to 21. Whoops. Almost hit the sell button. My finger slipped. Yeah, 20 acting as resist. Well, it was acting as resistance again. Here we go. Bid stacking 20 again. We're holding again. Where you buyers at? Where you guys at? You $20 done held multiple times now. It's gonna get tired. It's gonna get tired at this support and crack if it doesn't start ripping anymore. We got a minute on this 5 minute candle to close. Kind of dojiing out there. Gonna get back above 20 here or not? This candle's gotta close over 20. This little indecision bugger here. Four seconds. Looks like, now let's see. This is an indecision candle. If it starts pushing up over the body, then I'm going to hold it. If it starts dropping down below the body of this red candle, then I'm out. Getting very close to taking this. Let's see, where's this little 1980? So I'm going to put a stop loss at 1979. 1979 stop loss. Well, I go 1978, right below those candles. Because if it drops below the red candle's tail, then it will go bearish and pull back. And this way I'm guaranteed profit right here if it doesn't break over this 20, because we got the indecision candle, and that was my chair rubbing against the table. That was not a fart. What do you mean? Up, so there, up, stopped out. So see, as soon as it dropped below that, now it's going to pull back. So $32 there. Not too bad for a Friday. GRVI. Oh, you may not be done yet, you frisky boy. Just got to break that 850 and this thing can start going. I'm actually going to move my stop loss up on this. Yeah, but I didn't get in at 12. That'd have been nice if I had got in at 12, but I got in at 17. So I got 17 to 1976, so about $2.50 a share on 13 shares. And it does look, it still may start ripping. It's trying to come back alive here. Depending on how that candle closes, if that 5-minute candle closes green, this is going to take off. See AUD at 418, so it's still doing its thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, you dirty little stock, you pulled a hoodoo on me. Well, possibly, I don't know. It's still sketchy. It could still go either way. It depends on how this candle closes. Well, my trading plan was to take it at 20, and I gave it a chance to try to break over. It broke over for a second, but making that indecision candle, and then this candle just looking like it was going to go a bearish engulfing candle instead. It turned around, but I'll take it. It's fine. No, I'm not concerned about it. It's another win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It does look risky at this point, but it very well could break up. It all depends on this candle. Which way it's going to go now. GRVI, if you can, GRVI is a little low on volume. IKNX. Right here, indecision candle followed by a red candle. We'll sell off. But IKNX is holding the 20-day still, so it's pretty bullish. It could still easily keep running. Who is Gordon Gekko? I don't know who Gordon Gekko is. When is the dollar going to tank? It's hard to say with it's hard to say with that, man. You know, this is the feds and everything can continue to do what they want to do, or they're going to continue to do what they do, and if they can continue to hold it up, yeah. So get out the 4 hour. See, look, already. This is the monthly chart, but I mean, it's not far off, buddy. It's not far off. Oh no, this is loop ring. I thought that looked weird. What the hell's going on here? Give me DXY. There we go. Well, that's funny. Loop ring looks the same as DIXY, as the dollar index. But no, see. And I called this. I said the other day, when we had this big, let me go to the daily chart, everybody was like, oh, the dollar's strengthening right here. And I was like, nah, people just got out of cryptos and had to go to cash to go in other investments. So you see, it started popping up, didn't even get up to this previous high of 93, and is back down under the 100-day. It does have the 20 crossing over, but it had the 20 crossover back here, and
just sold off after the 100-day, and it looks like the same exact pattern. It's a slow process for a country to die. There is a double bottom here on the daily, but after that double bottom, it couldn't even push up anymore. It is virtually impossible for the dollar to, at this point, to get back up. I haven't checked this in a while. Oh, look at there. We actually aren't over 30 right now. We're at $28.5 trillion in debt. But look at the spending. We're spending $6.7 trillion, and our budget deficit is 3.2 trillion. So we're 3.2 trillion. Look at the look at the currency and credit derivatives. 500, is that even a trillion, or is that more than a trillion? What is that? $594 trillion. We got 172 in U.S. unfunded liabilities, 150 trillion. Yeah, One Life. I've been telling you this. I've been saying it, and you're like, "Oh, nothing's affecting my life." Well, guess what? That inflation kicked in, and now them cigarettes is expensive, and that cup of milk. If you pay attention to the restaurants are higher prices because all of their shipping is higher prices. There's a shortage of truck drivers right now. Like I said, I've got family who are in the truck driving industry, been in it for 50 years, and they can't even get any. They were going to give money to this person if they could bring in a driver who was already trained, and he could not bring in anybody. He tried, and he was going to split the money with him, $4,000, if he could have brought in somebody to hire on. So not only is it inflation, it's a shortage. But yeah, it's impossible for the dollar to recover. I mean, where's the dollar going to recover to? What do you consider a recovery at this point? I mean, you look at the dollar index, a recovery would have to be all the way back up here to 130. It's not even close to the top of the downtrend yet. Like, it's just downtrending, the value just dropping. Ooh, silver. Look at this nice, beautiful bull flag on silver. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. It is about filled out. Silver's about to do a little thing. It just takes a lot longer than like stocks. See, where's gold looking like? Gold's in a bit of a downtrend. Silver looks more bullish than gold does. Yeah, you keep joking about it, One Life, but you just wait. Oh, GRVI popped over to 850. We're starting to climb back. But yeah, man, you keep joking about it. You just wait till hyperinflation kicks in. Hyperinflation kicks in, and none of us. It doesn't matter about how much cash or anything that you have other than gold and silver. Hyperinflation and real estate. Hyperinflation kicks in, and Cash is going to be worthless. It'll be just like Venezuela or Germany or Zimbabwe. You'll be taking a wheelbarrow of $100 bills to go buy a pack of gum. That's where we're headed towards. If the government was stopping their spending and cutting their spending, I would be like, okay, we'll be fine. But they are not. We got a huge infrastructure bill coming out. We got the energy bills coming out. They are spending. So it's going to continue to drop. I posted on my Facebook yesterday, I think I posted it, Ron Kennedy, some Republican, was questioning Janet Yellen and about inflation, and she flat out refused to answer the question. It was a very simple question about inflation, and she refused to answer it. So, nobody's allowed upstairs at Graceland. Nice. Oh, this downtrend's broken, so we can take that downtrend off now. DRVI looks like it's about to pop here soon. My boy AUD. There you go, AUD. Let's go. We'll see you up to 5. Oh, GVRV pulling back again. May come back down at 50. Daniel B agrees with me on this. Whether or not he'll admit it, he agrees with me. He knows I'm right. We've had the conversation in private. And he knows he's from Europe, and he's seen the same stuff happen to other countries that I've been talking about is happening to the U.S. So whether or not he'll admit it in public or not, I don't know. But deep down in his little cold, frozen Russian heart, he will agree with me. Or he does agree with me. It's inevitable. Like, it's not like I'm calling for anything crazy. Like, all I'm doing is just looking at the dollar chart and going, wow, that's in a downtrend and been in a downtrend forever and looks like it's going to continue in a downtrend. And then looking at the debt like, oh, that's a whole lot of debt. Where we've got way more debt and spending more money than we're actually making as a country. It's simple. Like if you're a business and you are running that type of deficit, then you're going to go out of business. So the U.S. economy is not that different from running a business, because the economy is, guess what? A bunch of businesses, a bunch of buyers and sellers. So it's just a bunch of small individual economies making up one big economy. Like, you are an economy. Every single one of you in this live stream right now, your life is a small economy. You go and make money, and then you go and spend money. And when all those individual economies, all of a sudden their currency, the US dollar, becomes worthless, it destroys all the little tiny economies, which then destroys the overall economy. Like a lot of people, I hear a lot of people with the argument, well, Amazon and these big corporations and stuff, they have a lot of money. It's like, yeah, but who buys their products? Without anybody to buy their products, then they're not going to have any money. They're going to run out at some point. You got to have consumers. You also got to have worker bees. Right now, a lot of the worker bees do not want to be worker bees. In fact, the government is paying people not to be worker bees. There's 9 million jobs open out there, and they were only able to fill 80,000 last month. Or 800,000. Is it 80,000 or 800,000? But either way, 9 million job openings, and you can't even fill 1 million of them? Something's wrong. It's too many issues. Yeah, exactly. You don't spend money. But you trade money. You put money into the stock market and you pull money out of the stock market. So you're still being a little economy. Everybody is a little economy. Like the Keynesian economists like to look at it on a macro level and be like, oh, you can spend all this money, you can do all this, but if you're looking at a macro level only, that's like trying to figure out. Well, let me think of a good metaphor for this. Give me just a few minutes here. Let me think about it. I don't have a good metaphor for this yet. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'll have a metaphor for you guys on this. Give me just a couple seconds. All right, I got it. Perfect analogy. I'm back. Perfect analogy. Think of the overall economy as a 1975 Cadillac, right? Or we'll go 1980 Cadillac. Got your nice, pretty 1980 Cadillac. Bought it in 1980s, driving smooth, going good. And then the mechanic, you go to get an oil change in 1981 or 1986, whatever, and the mechanic takes off your, let's say that he takes a belt off, or he loosens a belt. He loosens a belt. That's what he does. He loosens a belt. Well, that's the government taking the dollar off the gold standard. So now you're riding your Cadillac and it's 1995 and that belt's been loose and you put some miles on it and you keep going and now you're in 2008. Well, now one of your rims is bent because you've hit a pothole. That loose belt has caused some problems. Your engine's starting to overheat. So the mechanic says, hey, I can fix that. I can fix that car. And you're like, cool, fix it. So the mechanic never even gets under the engine. He never gets in the engine. Each piece of the engine and the car, each little tiny piece is a micro economy, a small economy, one individual. You got to have all those individuals, all those pieces in that car for it to run good. So 2008, instead of him fixing those problems, he goes in and just throws some oil on top of the engine. He just starts pouring oil on the engine, and then he shuts it. He's like, "All right, you're good to go. Keep going." So you keep going, and then all of a sudden in 2020, that Cadillac's got like 300,000 miles on it. The muffler's done fell off. All of a sudden, it gets a virus, and that virus, basically, let's say you hit a. Let's say you crash that Cadillac. It's already bad. You crash it in 2020. So then you go back to the mechanic. You're like, hey, this thing's been running bad. It's lasted 300,000 miles so far. Can you fix it? It's crashed. It's almost totaled. It can drive. I drove it here, but it's falling apart. Well, what are we looking at? And the mechanic's like, oh, everything's great. Everything's great. All the pieces in there don't look very good, but I know how to fix it. And then the mechanic just starts pouring water on it. So the water's not doing anything. That is what is going on with our economy. Yeah, with the fins. Wrap them in it for you. But yeah, if every little individual piece inside the car starts falling apart, so if every individual in the economy starts falling apart because businesses have been locked down, businesses are going out of business, government's paying people to be unemployed, the Federal Reserve is still printing money, buying up bonds and treasuries, they're not fixing the car. All they're doing is pouring water on the car. So as that car as each part inside of the car continues to deteriorate, at some point that car is going to just fall completely apart and never be able to be driven again. And that's the part where we're at. We're getting very close to where this Cadillac ain't going to go anymore. So I hope that makes sense. But you got to have the cogs in the car, the little pieces for that engine to go. And if one little piece is out of line or one little piece messes up, then it starts a little domino effect. And you have to fix the car. You have to fix the actual problem, or the problems will keep getting worse and worse. And the government has not fixed the problem ever since they took the dollar off the gold standard. 2008 housing market crash. They did not fix the housing market crash. All they did was print more money and give it out as stimulus. So that's throwing water on the engine. That's all they did. They didn't fix it. They threw water on it and it kept running. And they told everybody everything's good. So when your car is in really bad shape, you can't keep driving it. You gotta stop driving it. And the government's still driving that caddy. They're driving that caddy as hard as they can, full-fledged, full speed, towards the side of the Grand Canyon right now. they are pedal to the metal on that caddy because they have not slowed down spending. They haven't stopped driving it. They're not stopping putting miles on the car. They're continuing to put miles on it. And here lately, they're not only putting more miles on it and driving it towards the edge of the Grand Canyon, they are taking golf clubs and hanging out the windows and beating the sides of it. Like, it's only a matter of time. It's going to happen at some point. Because the government and the Federal Reserve would have to do a total 180 right now from what they're doing to fix the problems. And that's the problem, is that these politicians and the Federal Reserve and all that don't want to fix the problem, because to fix the problem now at this point, you're going to need a lot of mechanics. And you don't have any money to go buy a new car because you're $30 trillion in debt. So you just got to stop driving it until, all those little individual pieces go in there and say, hey, you individual pieces, you're going to have to fix yourselves. Feds are definitely fake news. They're just talking, and that's the funniest part about it right now, is the Federal Reserve is doing nothing. They are doing absolutely nothing right now other than print money and throwing it at it. They're just throwing money at the Cadillac. They're not, but they're paying the same mechanic who's been putting water on the engine over and over again. So no matter how much money they throw at it, it's not going to be fixed. Especially because the money they're throwing at it doesn't even exist. It's not real money. it's printed money. And I explain this too. With inflation, when they're adding money to the currency supply, when they're printing money, all it's doing is bringing the value of all the other monies that is out there down, all the other U.S. dollars. I'm moving my stop loss up again on this. So it's like if you had a piece of pie, right? And everybody's supposed to get a piece of pie at the party. Well, Amazon, at the party, Jeff Bezos is there, Elon Musk is there, Joe Biden's there, Trump's there, all the big rich people, Bill Gates, they're all there, and then there's a couple of us there, right? Well, they all are going to immediately take half of the pie, right? So you got to have a pie left. So then the government, they got them taxes, they're going to take half of the half, so they're going to take a fourth of the pie. So all that's left is a fourth of the pie. And now there's 3 of us or 4 of us who's wanting pieces of the pie. Like, hey, can we get some pieces of that pie before it's all gone? And they're like, oh, yeah. Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve, come in here and get more pie for him. And he's like, okay. So he comes in with a knife and he just starts cutting little thin slices of the pie. So we're not getting the full same pieces of pie as everybody else. We're getting tiny little slivers, but it doesn't mean that there's more pie. It's the same amount of pie. We're just getting less pieces of pie. And that's how the U.S. dollar works right now. That's what's going on. All the money printing, it's not adding more money. All it's doing is making the dollars, less valuable. The amount of money that's out there is the same amount of money. It's just smaller slices of pie. So our U.S. dollars, as it continues to go down, means we're getting less and less of the pie. And inflation being high, 5%, 10%, that is a tax in itself. Because when we're trying to pay taxes to the government and they're wanting their pieces of the pie, they're saying we need a half a pie, and we only have, each a little tiny sliver of pie, when 10 years ago we had a whole pie to ourselves. Well, that sliver of pie is not going to count as a half a pie. So we got to get more slivers of pie to even pay it. And we don't have any more slivers of pie. So the value of the dollar is decreased and continues to decrease, and yet they continue to raise taxes. And now also continuing to spend, they're raising inflation. So we're not paying back the same amount of pie that, for taxes. Like if you paid, let's just say you paid 10% in taxes in 2019, and now you're paying 10% still. Well, the 10% of the pie that you had to give the government, you still have to give, but you can only give them in small slivers because you don't have that whole pie anymore. Your U.S. dollar is weakened. I hope that makes sense. Now you want pie? Jeremy Kratz, you've missed me talking about the feds and pie and 1980 Cadillacs and the economy. And I got a nice little win on Alf, a little $32 win there. And I'm currently holding GRVI, looking forward to try to break back out over 9 in this consolidation triangle we got going on. Let's go check out the SPY. Let's see what kind of news headlines we got. We'll give the stream about 10 more minutes here, and then I'm going to call it a day. So if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and get those in. But let's see what kind of nonsense we got today. Feds Kashkari says U.S. economy is in the beginning of a very strong... Okay, look. See, again, this is right here is nonsense. This is a nonsense from the feds right here. U.S. is in the beginning of a very strong recovery, but we are still in a deep hole. That's like saying we're in a deep hole, but we were able to take a little bit of dirt and make about an inch platform to stand on. So we're getting there. We're going to get out of this hole. It's just going to take us a very long time because we only have dirt to work with, and we can only make an inch at a time of dirt. Even though the hole is 1,000 feet deep, we're getting there. It's good news. We're going to get there. We've got this little pile of dirt to stand on now. That's something. That's basically what they're saying. Like it's trying to manipulate the markets to think that everything is positive, and then trying not to tell the truth. I mean, it's somewhat telling the truth. We are still in a deep hole, but beginning of a very strong recovery. Those are strong words. Factors holding back labor supply should be better by September. Any reason why it would be better by September? I heard Jerome Powell saying that when the unemployment benefits run out, the federal ones, the stimulus ones, that it will get better. People will have to go back to work because they won't be getting that unemployment. Well, a certain side of the government is trying to extend those employment benefits. So if they extend those employment benefits, this is null and void. Labor supply will not be better. Jerome Powell tried to say it was people retiring and people quitting their jobs a lot. Like, nah. Maybe a little bit. But people retire all the time. It doesn't cause a labor shortage. People quit their jobs a lot all the time. It doesn't cause a labor shortage. It's just nonsense. Let's see. Strong earnings from Nike and U.S. infrastructure progress have lifted market sentiment. So that's how dumb Wall Street is. And it even says at the end of this, while investors continue to weigh recent Fed comments suggesting inflationary pressure could be temporary. Sure. housing market is booming. That's kind of accurate, but exactly, that's what I was about to say. There's a shortage of houses right now in the real estate world. So the Fed's saying we need to build more houses to supply the address of rising home prices. Well, because there's inflation, if you go look at lumber right now, lumber's expensive as hell. So if you're going to build new houses, you're going to be building overpriced houses because of inflation. So you got to spend more money. Oh boy. And then looks like Biden is expected to reinstate Obama-era emission limits. I've been calling for this. I've been saying they are going to do a carbon tax, and emission limits is going to make gas prices higher, which inflation's already doing as well. And there's nothing in these headlines that make me go, we're doing the right thing. We can get out of this dollar crash, and we can get out of all this debt. It's all spend more money, now limit emissions while we have a shortage of truck drivers and shortage of a lot of supplies. What's the end game for who? What you got to be more specific than that. What's the end game for us investors that we need to do, or what's the end game of the government? Why they're doing this? Why they are continuing to spend money? Like, what exactly do you mean? What is the end game? You got to be a little more specific. Because if you've seen Avengers Endgame, you know what the end game is. The pie eaters. No, you don't. You don't not invest. I mean, I don't know when all this is going to happen. It doesn't, like, empires don't fall in 3 months. Like, you don't see inflation start rising and then it's like, oh, the empire's fallen, it's done. That's not how it works. Like, it takes a slow deterioration of the fabric of that society, and that has been happening for a while now. And and this is why I'm so against politics in general, and I'm a cryptotarian, is because both sides have been in power, and it's the same people who's been in power, and they're talking about carbon emissions. They're talking about, the military right now is trying to be inclusive and talking about the Pride Month and all that. Missile manufacturers are talking about it. It's like, why are weapons manufacturers talking about Pride Month? Like, you literally sell things that go and kill people. You don't care about people. So you're seeing a lot of corporate embracing of some of the more leftist ideology, not because they actually believe it. They're using it because they think that's what's hot because of social media. They're just using that. But none of the corporations or the government are talking about the actual real problems, the problems that's caused us to get to where we're at right now. Like, we didn't just all of a sudden get in $30 trillion of debt. We were already in massive debt before COVID. COVID didn't all of a sudden just destroy the country. That's not what's going on. The country has been on a downhill spiral for a long time, for 20 years or so. Like I said, all you got to do is look at that dollar index chart. The dollar's continued to drop nonstop, 20, 30 years straight now. It's a slow decline and deterioration of society. But it will happen. I mean, you just got to prepare. You just want to, prepare for whatever could happen. It's not like if America falls, it's going to be an apocalyptic, crazy, end of the world type of scenario. That's not what happens. There's been plenty of empires falling, and guess what? People are still here. Life has gotten generally better over the millennias because of technological advancements. So it's not going to be the end of the world. Like just because America falls doesn't mean it's an apocalypse. That's naivety of a lot of people thinking that's what I'm talking about. Like that's not how it works. I can tell you right now, if America falls, Texas is going to be just fine. Texas has plenty of population, they have plenty of farms, plenty of supplies. They're right beside Mexico. They can get supplies from Mexico. Cryptocurrencies exist. They don't need the US dollar. If the US dollar falls, well, guess what? You can still use gold and silver or cryptocurrencies to buy stuff from other countries. Texas will be its own damn country if America falls. But depending on what state you're in, if America falls and you're in a state that already has a ton of homeless people and already has a bunch of crazy stuff going on, a lot of the cartel people or gangs or whatever, well, then you're going to get some anarchy. That is going to happen. That's why I say Texas will probably be fine, because they're probably not going to have much anarchy because everybody has guns in Texas. So if you start to have anarchy, everybody will just shoot each other. And most people don't want to die. So everybody in Texas is not going to line up in the streets and start drawing their guns on each other cowboy style at high noon. That's not going to happen. They'll continue out their lives. And you'll probably have groups of states that join teams to try to, continue on. But you're already seeing that. They've successfully already divided us with all this nonsense that's been happening in the last couple of years. Everything you see in the mainstream media, the masks, the vaccines now, people are arguing over that. It was Trump when Trump was in office, everybody arguing whether Trump's good or bad. Like, they have continued to keep our eye away from what's really going on, continue to distract us. All the meanwhile, stealing our value of our US dollars right out from under us. Because you have to be all over the place. Like that's what is going to happen. Like I'm telling you what is going on and what can happen. And I'm telling you this off of everything that I've seen in my research. And the reason I'm all over the place is because that is the problem. Everything is all over the place. The government's all over the place. The left and right's all over the place. The economy's all over the place. We got cryptocurrencies in here now. Gold and silver should have already skyrocketed with the inflation going up, but it's not. Cryptos are down right now. There's a lot of factors when it comes to all this that you got to talk about. But life in general, will it change? Absolutely. And there's going to be some chaos, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And that's why you see a lot of rich people right now moving out of the U.S. because guess what happens when America falls? The poor people, which are already calling for a lot of the rich people's heads and asking for money or saying that Bezos should give money back or whatever, they should tax billionaires, all that extra. Well, when there's no actual laws and the country falls, those same people who wanted those rich people's money before, where do you think they're gonna go? They're gonna go right to their mansions and try to take their stuff. So all the money is moving out, and it's not just because of that. because of a bunch of factors. Taxes being the main reason. If you're going to tax somebody all their income, then they're just going to say, nah, that's okay. I'll go to South America, where literally there's South American countries like Panama and stuff like that welcoming billionaires and millionaires in. Like, come on in. You don't have to pay taxes. Get on in here. Bring your money. Build up our infrastructure. You know, give us some Apple phones and all of that. But anyway, I'm going to call it a day, guys. It's a lot to get into. Mexican gold farmers taking Texas back. I doubt that. Like I said, everybody in Texas have guns. I don't think anybody's going to take back Texas. Be real hard to do. But all right, guys. I'll let you guys know how this trade goes tonight on the Last Rip episode. You guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekends. Stay safe out there. Until next time.